So, okay, why am I bringing this up right now while talking about Artemis 2? That is because some of the companies that have made, for example, the whole system, the Artemis rocket, which we were talking about, what a great human ingenuity, human creativity, which is there, yes. But who built those systems? Well, so for example, the major companies that are involved in it, the Space Launch System, the rocket, part was built by Boeing, okay, which is also a military contractor, major military contractor. The side boosters, for example, were built by Northrop Grumman, which is also a major military suppliers of missiles and things like that. And the upper stage was by a combination of Boeing and Lockheed Martin. And Lockheed Martin also built the Orion capsule where astronauts actually sit. So it's really amazing, right? But Lockheed Martin, for example, is the largest supplier of weapons to the Pentagon. And in fact, just to give you an idea, actually, I was looking at some of the numbers that over the last 5 years, the funding for Lockheed Martin is actually more than the funding for the State Department, the contracts that have been given over there. In fact, from 2020 to 2024, so this is before the Iran war, by the way, from 20 to 24, top 5 countries, the contractors, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, so 3, and then you have Raytheon, which is much more specifically military, and General Dynamics. They received contracts worth $771 billion. During the same time, the funding for basically for U.S. diplomacy, development, humanitarian aid was $356 billion, half of it, right? So we have to take this account that especially when some war crimes potentially might have already taken place, some have been threatened. Those things have been threatened using the material provided by these very companies. For example, Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, who have made Artemis 2 system, their missiles, their systems are being used on Monty, my and your tax dollars to buy for them to actually implement that. And their shares went up, their stocks went up.